Manchester United on the verge of signing Casemiro from Real Madrid. Casemiro, 4 years ago, really the best center defensive mid in the world. Some could say he still is. He's 30 years old now, so you're not going to get him at his peak. This is probably the time where most footballers come to the downslope of their career, but really he is still on top of his game for Real Madrid. He's in the 89th percentile in passes attempted a game with around 65, 86 pass completion percentage. Then you look at his defensive stats. He makes about 3.2 tackles a game. That's in the 90 percentile. 2.2 blocks, 2.7 clearances, 3.4 arrows won. All this a game. So Casemiro is what Manchester United need. He's a defensive midfielder, which is the biggest hole we have in the team. And he comes from a winning culture. We had Varane come over last year. He hasn't fit in yet as well as he potentially could, but he's still a world-class player, and I hope he eventually will start to work for the team. But Casemiro is a direct need that we are fixing today. It stings that we're not going to be getting Frankie de Jong, somebody who I put so much energy and so much hope that we're going to be getting him. And really, most of the summer, I was dead set that Frankie de Jong was going to come over and be our number six for this year. But Casemiro is not a bad backup. And it is a little bit of a panic buy. You know, you wait till you've already played 2 games into the season. You wait till you lose 4-0 to Brentford to go out and solve a lot of the issues with the team, which again, just another problem with Manchester United. They fail to act promptly when it comes to signings, with managerial decisions. It's just there's so much failures with this team. It's really, really difficult to support. But getting Casemiro, it's not perfect. There are some issues. Like I said, you're getting him at 30, paying 60 million pounds for him, or 60 million euros. I'm not sure what the conversion rate is. You're getting him at 30. You're paying a lot of money for him. What's his wages going to look like? Because we know as Manchester United fans that there's been a huge issue with the wage structure within the team. But he feels a need. He feels a need. He's a champion. He's a champion of Europe. He's a champion of Spain. So overall, I'm happy with the fact that we're getting him, but it just, again, points the picture at what are we doing? Why are you waiting to 3 weeks into the season when you had the entire summer to try to go out and fill this obvious position? It was already an issue last season when you had Matic playing there. You had McTominay and Fred, which has continued over to this season and just so clearly doesn't work. You're putting in 2 guys into one team to do the same thing, but neither of them are good at it. Matic had to leave the team only because he was old. You know, he's up there in age. I think he's 35 years old. If you got Matic when he was, say, 27, that's exactly what we need into this team. And Casemiro isn't exactly that. He is a little more. He plays a little bit more upfield. He likes to get close to the box. Averages 1.3 shots a game, which for all players in Europe is in the 78th percentile. So he likes to push forward a little bit, and we already have a relatively attacking midfield. If you're going to be starting both Bruno and going to be starting Eriksen, obviously can't do that every single game, but those guys are so attacking, and Casemiro as a 6 likes to get forward as well. It's not a perfect picture, but it's most certainly an improvement, and nothing else is a step in the right direction. Also, news that Jim Radcliffe, the richest man in all of England, pretty much just straight up says he wants to buy Manchester United. His PR person came out and said that he wants to buy the team, and I mean that's perfect. If that actually comes, that's perfect. He's a Manchester United fan. He grew up as a Manchester United fan as a kid. He has the money to buy the team. He has the money to pay the debt the team owes. He has the money to pay for either renovations for a new stadium or a new stadium altogether. He knows what's needed. There's so much needed for this team right now. The stadium needs renovation. The training ground needs renovation. The squad needs an overhaul. Need to back this manager fully. There's so much going wrong with the club, and Jim Radcliffe, from what I have found out about him in the last week, I believe he could be the right guy to step in to take over this team. We saw Elon Musk a few nights ago saying he's buying Manchester United on Twitter, which you know that obviously I don't believe to be true, but the fact that it's becoming that main stage that Elon Musk is tweeting saying he wants to buy Manchester United, obviously it was a joke, but the fact that it's becoming that main stage and now you have the richest man in England coming out and saying he wants to buy the team, I feel a lot better than when I was recording this video 4 days ago on was it Tuesday, Monday? I don't remember which. I do feel a lot better. I do feel a lot more confident. We've come out and made a top tier signing in Casemiro, a position of need, even though of course it has to be in like Manchester United fashion, late in the window, overpaying for an older player, but still getting a top player nonetheless. And the richest man in England might be buying the team. So I ended that last video saying, like, please, if you have any reason for me to be confident, let me know. And we found it. We found this player. We found a potential new owner. And now where do we move from here? There are a few more signings. This Casemiro can't just be the last signing of the window. We have a bunch of needs. We really do need another midfielder. It's unlikely now that we're going to get De Jong. They play the same position. You're paying around the same amount of money you would for De Jong as you would for Casemiro. That's just not realistic. Milinkovic-Savic from Lazio, I've been a fan of him for a long time since we were linked with him. I think it was back in 2017, 2018. I think he'd be a great addition to the midfield. The Rabiot deal fell through, which I'm very happy about that. I would love to see us try to go get a younger player. There's rumors that we're going to be selling James Gardner, and I haven't gotten to see him play too much, but what I know from him and what I've heard from other Manchester United fans, there's zero reason we should sell him for 15 million pounds when you have Wolves selling Gibbs or whatever his name is for 40 million. He's going for 40 million, has a little more experience, has played decent in England. But James Gardner, 21 years old, he's captained every level of Manchester United, the lower ranks, the kid ranks, under 15s, 18, under 20s. He's been a captain there. He captained the England youth side. He is a position of need. We're going to get Casemiro, but still need midfield options. And you're only trying to sell him for 15 million. You're trying to sell him in the first place, but then you're trying to sell him for only 15 million pounds. Makes zero sense. You have a captain, you have a leader. He's young. He can blossom into, well, I don't know what he's going to be. He could flop. But for 15 million pounds, that's what you sold Dan James for last season. You could probably sell McTominay for the same amount. Fred could probably get 25 million. And James Gardner has the potential to be better than all three of those guys. Certainly Daniel James. Having an argument with my coworker yesterday saying like, yeah, every team needs a Daniel James. I mean, not really. If you need somebody that just has pace, you could throw in somebody like we have, a young player like Garnacho, who is a full international now with Argentina, playing alongside Messi, Di Maria, a whole bunch of greats. Now he will be playing alongside Ronaldo if he gets that chance to here with United. And this season, I really like to see United play a lot of youngsters because I do not expect us to get top four into Champions League. If we end up winning, the only chance I think we have getting into the Champions League is by winning the Europa League. So if you're playing in the Carabao Cup, which we already know with the World Cup being in the middle of November and December, we already know that the squad depth is going to be a must because we're still playing the same amount of games otherwise. They're just taking a 6-week break in the middle, the heart of the schedule, and just spreading the games out in both directions. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities for the young players to come out there and play. So I'd love to see James Garner stay with the team and play. Love to see Garnacho go out there and play. The midfield, Hannibal Medjri, Zidane played great in the preseason as kids. They're, I think, 18 years old, 19 years old. I would love to see them get the opportunity to play with the first team when it comes to the Carabao Cup, maybe in the early stages of the FA Cup, and really attack the Europa League. If we can win the Europa League, get into the Champions League, that will be a success of a season because we are no means winning the league. Top four, we'd really have to turn things around quickly, bring in more than just Casemiro. Also link with the winger from Ajax, Anthony. Again, young winger, young player, looking around 70 to 80 million pounds, though. That's a lot of money to be dishing out for somebody who he's been good. He shows promise, but is by no means a for sure bona fide world-class player. But I still like to try to get us to get that across the board. At the end of the day, it's not my money. I hate the Glazers as owners. And if they're spending money, sure, I still want them out, but their money to spend, not my problem. We go out and get Anthony, go out and get another midfielder, maybe another right back, Meunier from From Dortmund has apparently been an option. So there's a lot going on with the team. I do feel a lot more positive than I did this time on Tuesday. Casemiro probably won't be in time for the Liverpool game on Monday, which is that's pretty scary because even though Liverpool haven't had the best of starts to the season, they only got 2 points. They're Liverpool. They're gonna be without Luis Diaz, and that's again that's another slight reason to have a little bit of hope. But by no means is that a bad team without Luis Diaz. They outclass us pretty much every other spot on the field. So I'm not looking forward to Monday, but I really hope this positive momentum keeps going. Bringing Casemiro, bringing a couple more players. Hopefully, we start to see some groundwork laid out for the transfer of ownership. Hopefully, Radcliff is serious. Hopefully, he comes in and does what the Glazers haven't done for the last 17 years. So, a little bit of hope. Going to be cautious before I say I'm excited. So, it's a little bit of hope. And again, hopefully, that continues on into a better future.